Good morning. Happy New Week. It's Monday, the 16th. Allison has allergies. And I don't because I finally started picking up my medication again.
Proud of you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hooray, insurance.
I realized it makes it look like I was smelling my hands. They smell fine, but it's the allergies.
Scoot that way a little bit. Scoot that way a little bit. I never quite framed this up perfectly center the first time. I don't know why.
So, does that work?
Yeah.
So,
how's everybody doing today?
I obviously did my hair a while ago, and by I mean, my friend did it. And I finally got it to the exact color I wanted in most spots. But in other places it's purple.
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 People are saying we got a little bit of buzz back again.
I like the
So
buzz.
That's nice.
Wait, are you still using the
Welcome
batteries?
back to the buzz. Yep, the thing that was originally causing the buzz is no longer actually applicable, so, you know how it would be.
The buzz is comforting. Where would we be without the buzz?
Okay, well that unfroze us, I guess.
Hey, are we still warbly?
How we doing? How we doing, guys?
Me, frozen still. How's it sound?
Here, one sec. Entertain them through the buzz.
I think it's better.
Is it?
I think they're all saying it's better? No. Yes? Wait. I can't tell! I don't know. I think it's fine. I think the chat is fine. I don't know where he went.
What do you think? What do you think?
Okay, the buzz is gone.
It's gone?
Yeah, except some people are mad, so it's hard to tell if it's actually.
Oh, okay.
If
They're mad that the buzz is gone?
I couldn't tell what was happening. Some people were mad, so I couldn't tell if it was still there or not. The end. He literally just like replugged in.
That didn't
nothing.
do crap.
There's like a little thing, and he just replugged it in, and that's all that happened. Autumn is mad. You made me get out of bed.
I tried to order several more of those cables and got the wrong kind, so now I gotta do it again.
I made Autumn get out of bed. It's 6 hours later than it is here. It's like 2 p.m. There's no reason you should be in bed.
Well, welcome to the show. If this is your first time, this is fairly normal.
This is mandatory, actually.
Morning show where Allison and I used to roll out of bed and start the show just immediately, but now Allison gets up at 6 a.m. to go running with her mom, so I also get up at 6 a.m., and then 2 hours later we do the show.
Yep.
That's why it's called Okay, We're Up, because it's reluctant.
I'm still reluctant to do it even after getting up 2 hours earlier. Today we've got something special.
Coffee.
Yeah.
We got coffee.
What kind of coffee do you have?
I have Texas pecan blend.
What do I have?
And you have the Houston mix or whatever. Thank you to the people who gave us money for coffee. We have one unnamed person. We also have Lashes and we have Alicia. Those are the 3 people who have donated since the inception of buymeacoffee.com / okay, we're up. There's a link in the description if you want to buy us a coffee. It's really our only funding source for the show. We need to come up with a thing to like pay people back for donating. Like I should like make a little graphic that said like so and so bought coffee this episode, or we should like do something on the show.
They should get their very own little like.
They should come up with something.
YouTube. Well, I know Twitch has the little emoji things. Does YouTube have
I don't know if
anything like
YouTube has custom emojis, but we could do like a screen graphic, or if anybody in the comments has a suggestion on something we could do in exchange for buying the coffee just on the show, because it doesn't happen very often. So we will, at the very least, give you a shout out.
I did buy a lot of coffee though. So.
No, yeah, we bought $40 worth of coffee, like we said we were going to. So we got this.
So excited! You're so excited.
What happens when I actually get time to wake up? This is what you guys got us. So thank you. We just bought this giant pack of coffee from just from HEB, but I think we just ordered off Amazon, right?
Yep.
So yeah, donate to buymeacoffee.com/okwe'reup, and we will buy more coffee, and then we will talk about how great you are for eating this coffee on stream.
I can't believe you felt like you had to show them the coffee.
Why not? I want to show them the giant coffee box that you got.
Totally fine. It's totally fine. No worries.
So how's everybody doing?
I think
this
people
morning?
with road rage are probably the lowest tier of people.
Okay.
I didn't say that last time I meant to, so I'm saying it now.
Was that part of a conversation we were having last time?
No, it was not part of a conversation. It was just a thought that popped into my brain, and I thought, ooh, I need to say that. And then 5 minutes later, forgot that I was going to say it. And now, today, I would like to start off with people who road rage are lowest tier people.
What's my laptop power doing? It's fine. I'm not going to plug this in just in case.
Uh-oh. What if you did, though? Ghost of a Rose says, we don't like road rage. We don't. Nobody. Take your road rage and throw it in the trash.
So what do we got going on today? What is happening this Monday?
We're gonna do the murder mystery dinner party. Because we didn't do it last time.
Yeah.
I just want to see if it's any good. There's no guarantee it's gonna be any good, but we're gonna give it a go.
Cool. Let's do it. Let's see what happened.
Okay.
I thought I had other things to mention today also, and for some reason I always forget. I should start making notes on my phone so I can pull it up in the morning when my brain is turned off.
Alright, so I have to read. Ready?
Yeah.
You have to make decisions.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Let's get started.
You arrive for a pleasant evening at your good friend Count Winklerump's manor. However,
Me and Winklerump go way back.
However, there are some unexpected guests tonight. There's Countess Eliza Winklerump, the Count's newest wife, a bit on the young side, but who are you to judge? To her side is Sal Winklerump, the Count's surly teenage son. Across from you is Dr. Medico, a charming GP, and Sandra Lottalegs, the Countess's best friend and an artisanal gardener. Dinner is served, a hot venison. The Count immediately tucks in. Are you going to eat the food or make small talk?
I'm gonna eat because I'm a hungry boy.
Hungry boy. What a delightful venison. You must ask for the recipe. After tucking in, you excuse yourself to go to the bathroom. While in the bathroom, you hear a high-pitched scream coming from the next room. Are you going to run away or investigate?
Investigate.
Good choice.
How long till I die? Place your bets.
Alright, you enter the library to see Sandra Lottalegs standing over, gasp, the Count's body. The Countess, Sal, and the doctor rush in. The doctor reaches for the Count's pulse on his neck to no avail. He's been murdered, Sandra cries. Are you going to ask Sandra questions or look for clues on the body?
I will look for clues on the body because I am an expert murder mystery solver.
There are no physical signs of harm on the body. However, you catch a glint of gold on his lapel, one of the Countess's earrings. Will you interview Sal or interview the Countess? What are people asking
The Countess, because I don't like teenagers. Half of our audience is gone. What? I don't know.
Why are people telling you to wash your hands?
Because I was in the bathroom.
You say half our audience is gone?
I said I don't like teenagers.
Nobody likes teenagers. So literally, no one. Everyone's allowed to not like teenagers. Like, there's not a more. I cannot think of a more socially accepted opinion to have other than I don't like teenagers.
This is important though. As a teenager, don't take that personally. Make stupid mistakes. That's the whole point. Don't let it don't let it make you not do stuff.
So, are you interviewing?
That happened to me.
Are you interviewing Sal or the Countess?
The Countess. Because I don't
Why?
like teenagers. That's what I said.
Okay. All right.
That's why this whole conversation started.
The Countess pulls you into a hug, and says, "I do hope you can find who did this."
Man, this is a professional environment.
All right. So ask the Countess about her relationship with the Count, or ask the Countess if the Count had any enemies.
Those are my only options.
Yes.
I guess about her
Basically,
relationship
do you think
with the
she
Count.
did it, or do you think someone else did it?
I don't know if she did it, but the guy's got her earring, so she knows something. She knows some more information there.
Ask about her relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, who's dead?
I don't remember. Okay, so all the people there are the Countess. I'm sorry, the Counts, it's his manor.
Okay.
Then
but he's not dead.
the Countess,
So
who's
he's
his
there.
young wife,
Okay.
and Sal, the teenage son, the doctor, a charming GP, and Sandra Lottalegs. The Countess
GP is like a
general practitioner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
I thought it was like a British politician.
His name is Dr. Medico.
Okay, I guess that clears things up.
And then Sandra Lottalegs, the Countess's best friend and gardener.
Okay.
So who died again? Okay. All right. The Count, the guy whose mansion it is.
The Count did die.
He's dead.
Oh, that sucks. He was the one that invited me.
You don't know. Someone else could have invited you. Someone else could have asked him to invite you. Okay.
Jordan says that's an MP. Sorry.
He says, "Oh, it was like a dream. Tears glistening. Love at first sight. I'll always remember the day we met at the tomato throwing festival. We reached for the same fruit. Of course, every marriage has its difficulties. You've been spending an awful lot of time with the doctor working on their new project, though I thought that would end after their row last night. I always thought he indulged in Sal's tap dancing a little too much. Still, I love him. He even gave me an orchid just last week."
You know how you answer questions after your husband dies and is on the floor in front of you?
She is awfully suspicious, huh? The writing in this is top-notch. Top-notch writing. Ooh, we should actually do one of those games, though. Like the choose-your-own-adventure game app things.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Those are the writing
Phoenix
is so much
Writing
better
says,
than this.
English tomato throwing competitions ain't a thing. Yeah, they ain't a thing here either. I don't know where they came up with that.
It's supposed to be Italy.
Is that what they do in Italy?
Isn't
They
it?
throw their extra tomatoes.
Isn't it?
Jordan thinks she drugged me when she hugged me. I ate food and got hugged mysteriously, so like I feel like I have two opportunities to have been mysteriously injected with something at this point.
Okay, so are you going to accuse the Count of having an affair? Or explore the house?
I don't have any evidence that he's having an affair aside from the fact that one of the people in the room is named Lotta Legs, and I'm going to... I just like... I mean, that's definitely happening, but like I don't know if I can make that claim, so I guess I'll investigate the house
Are you
first.
name-shaming? Do you think a woman with a name like that is just gonna have an affair with a man?
No, I think a man is going to have an affair with a woman with a name like that.
I think it takes two. Alright, so
She's the gardener.
Are you
He's
gonna
a
accuse
count.
him of having an affair or explore the house?
I'll explore the house.
Okay.
I need more information.
No, you're right. Okay. The manor is actually pretty creepy. You walk up the stairs.
Aren't they all?
The rail cool against your hand. You reach a hallway with a door on your left and a door on your right. Which one do you choose?
I see my sandbar logo because I have the wrong hand. I'm gonna go.
We'll accuse the corpse of having an affair.
I'm gonna go left. You were sleeping around, weren't you?
Alright.
Answer the question.
Left.
Yes.
You appear to be
Jordan is
the-
really upset. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands first, and then I'm gonna go touch the doorknob, and I'm gonna go into the room to the left.
You had hand sanitizer on you.
Okay.
100 proof.
I'll do that.
You have no hands anymore. Alright.
Well, it's canon.
It's canon that you don't have hands?
Yep.
Alright, we'll see how that goes. Alright, you appear to be in the Count's study. You walk up to his desk, illuminated by candlelight. You see one envelope marked Will and another marked Business. Which envelope will you examine? I guess with your toes.
I will. Yes, I will. I will nudge the will open with my arm nubs, and
Thanks a lot, Jordan. Now we don't have any hands. All right, which one, the will or the business?
The will.
Mm-hmm. You find a letter addressed to the Count's lawyer, unsent. Dearest Hal, I would like to amend my will and leave the manor to the Countess. Instead of my son.
Ooh.
Go back into the hall or gather everyone and make a decision.
Go back into the hall.
Okay.
So it could be the son
If I
or
would
the
stop
countess.
blowing up my damn phone, you should go into the hall. Okay. You almost walk straight into the doctor. He says, "Need a hand, chap?" Maybe he is English. Maybe you were talking about the right...
Well, he's a count. We don't have those in America. Like, we still gotta be in England, right?
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the counts existing anywhere. I only think of the puppet.
We don't have manners here.
Is he English?
What did you say? The puppet? Like the count? Like
Yeah.
like the vampire?
Yeah.
No, he's not English.
No, he's like
He's a puppet, but I assume
right?
he's like Transylvanian. Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Right, so you walk into the doctor. He's like, "Need a hand?" And you're like, okay, so ask the doctor about his argument.
Yes, I need two, please. You're a doctor. Can you help? Please, dear God.
It's a bit insensitive of him, don't you think? Alright, so ask the doctor about his argument with the Count, or ask the doctor about the Count's death.
I'll ask him about... I'll ask him about the Count's death.
Final answer.
No, I'll ask him about the argument. Because maybe he'll give me the information that was in the business envelope.
Alright.
And ask him about the argument.
A small dispute, he says. We were engaged in a project for a machine I believe will change the world. Printable ice.
Excuse me?
He wanted to steal the patents to some large company. Can you imagine? However, nothing out of the ordinary, such as the cost of doing business with a dear friend.
It's water.
Printable ice.
Yeah. It's just like water in a reverse 3D printer that cools it instead of heats it.
Will you ask the doctor about a mole on your leg? Gather everyone and make a decision.
Well, I'm absolutely fascinated to see what happens if I ask about the mole, so let's do that.
Alright.
The true and superior Lego
Oh.
Grievous says Kyle needs to watch every hand that could theoretically exist. I feel like we're getting a little bit off track. That seems like a later
The doctor
goal.
responds, "For the love of God, a man has just died. Out of sheer awkwardness, you turn to the stairs to leave. Alas, you trip on your shoelace and do not survive the tumble."
What? Wait, hold up. How are those two things related?
You have died.
No, go back. Go back. Go back. I disagree. I play my retcon card on this one decision.
I don't know about that. He seems very upset that you asked him about the mole, and you're like, "A man has died."
Is that it? Is that the end? Is that the end of this movie?
I can go back, but only if chat says they're willing to. Other than that, you have died.
Chat, it's like the fairies in Peter Pan. You have to you have to believe, or I can't come back.
You did this. You've done this.
As I'm falling down the stairs, I go, "It might have been the doctor. Also, has anyone called the police?" And then I die
You think
because I
it's the
can't
doctor?
catch myself with my stump hands.
That is rude. Real people fall without hands, Kyle.
Yeah, they probably get real hurt.
Stop.
It's not their fault.
Alright. People want you to go back. So we're going back.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's do this
So
one
gather
last
everyone and
time.
make a decision.
Okay, let's do it.
You gather everyone in a circle in the dining room. It is time for you to make a decision.
Okay.
Who's the murderer? The options are Sal, the teenage son, the Countess, the young wife, the doctor, Sandra Lottalegs, Or yourself?
I don't have enough.
Yeah, it seems a little rude that they either kill you or force you to answer. Who done it?
All right, I'm gonna.
You have to explain your reasoning to us.
I'm happy everyone was called here today, and I tap my chin pensively with my. There has been a murder. No one has called the cops, so I'm going to make my best guess.
Just point, like, at this point, you've done the equivalent of just pointing at someone. I've read one envelope.
I did. All right, let me
Talked
think.
to two people.
It was, can I just turn myself in? Because that was an option.
Did you do it?
All right, I'm going to say, so I got two people so far, based off the limited information I have, I've got potential motive from two people. Which is Sal could be mad and have killed him because he switched the will over, or his wife could have killed him because the will got switched over and she wanted the money, right? And also, if he was having an affair with Mrs. Lotta Legs, which we all know he was, then then that would also make sense.
Of course.
I know the doctor had a disagreement with him, supposedly, but it could have just been a business thing, and so far the doctor has very reasonably been like, yeah, he did, and also has been the only one to acknowledge that anything was really going wrong. So I'm gonna say it was you, and point at his wife.
His wife?
Yes.
Alright. No! It says, oh no, the real murderer escaped. Looks like you didn't quite get all the clues right.
Wait, how do we know that? The cops still haven't shown up. I demand a trial.
That's it. We got her wrong. I can go back and figure out who it is if you want to do a second guess, but that seems a little rude, because we already went back once after you died.
Well, okay, fine. Then I failed. Who was it? Who did it?
Let's find out. I have to go through all of the options.
Ben James says, hello from Australia. Thanks, Ben. Hello to Australia.
Fine, it was me, the doctor cried.
What?
I found the poison in my hospital supply. I even planted one of the Countess's earrings on the Count's body to try and convince you otherwise. But you would do the same. The greatest design stolen by a miserable Count for a project you were supposed to complete together. An easy price to pay.
I should have known.
This really didn't
He tied my shoes together and killed me in an opposite universe.
No information was provided here.
And he also passed along the information that I needed to vigorously wash my hands. He's part of Big Pharma, and because of him, my hands are now gone. He's the true villain all along.
Ricky blames Miss A Lot of Legs. It's like a lot of legs.
Too many legs. Oh yeah, does her name imply that she has like really long 2 legs, or is it like multiple legs?
It's a lot of legs up.
How do you know? It didn't specify.
Because
what if
otherwise,
it's a lot of legs this way?
Otherwise, it would be a horrifying creature, and this would not be a simple murder mystery dinner party event.
Well, but it removes. It lessens the possibility of an affair if it's like 6 legs.
Was it the doctor or the horrifying Spider Woman? Which one was it? The evil D&D creature sitting at the end of the table? Straight from hell?
Maybe it does put more suspicion on her. Well, that was fun.
Anyway, you did a terrible job.
I did, thank you.
Not only did you die, you came back to life and then guessed the wrong person and lost your hands.
For a handless man that just showed up to eat some venison and hang out with his friend who ended up being murdered and had no expertise whatsoever, I feel like I did just fine, thank you.
If that's what you have to tell yourself.
It never said I was a detective.
Now we should do the actual like app versions of these with like semi-decent writing, because that one was How are you supposed to know the doctor?
You know, there are books too. Like that's where this started. Like there are old little books that you can get, and that might be fun to go through also. Just get like really old classic books.
Those have way more writing, like way more text. That would be.
That's true. I'd have to do it at you probably. No offense or anything, but like just to get through it fast enough.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means you're funnier about making decisions, and also you read slower.
Bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many words a minute can we read? We want to do a contest. That'll be exhilarating on a
You think
live
you read
show.
faster than me?
Out loud. I think I'm faster at reading than you out loud. Yeah. Probably not in my head, because I actually read really slow in my head. But I think because of that, I read faster out loud, because I read every word in my head as I look at it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Who wants to make a compilation of Allison stumbling over things that she reads on the show?
Okay. Most of the things I read on this show are from chat, which is far away and tiny words. Over there.
No, it's not. You read headlines all the time.
I don't know big words, but I can read small words very quickly. Thank you. There's a lot of words on this show that I was introduced to on this show because I've never read them before in my life. Rude.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying, whatever reason it is.
You can actually make a compilation of me reading words because I actually do it on the show, and you don't ever read anything on the show.
I read the entire booklets every single time we get the snacks. I don't stumble once.
Oh my god. The snack booklet. You stumble all the time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. I mean, mostly because it's foreign, but still.
Right, sorry. I stumble when they fail to write English correctly.
How dare you? Cat is promoting body positivity, at least, Allison. Oh, is this about the demon spider woman? Hashtag spider body beautiful.
Well, that was fun.
I agree. It was
Thank
fun.
you guys for tuning into that.
Oh, did I get canceled? I missed a whole cancel movement of myself for belittling spider women. Are you assuming someone is evil just because they have more legs than normal? Depends on how many legs.
Saved screenshots. So I stumbled across something.
I think 5 or more legs is worth being concerned over. You literally mocked people with nub arms, but I get canceled for hating spider women legs. Here we go. Oh no!
What?
Oh, never mind. I thought we were paused.
Oh. Let's see. I was gonna see if I had any screenshots taken of more more headlines.
I have some headlines.
But first, I remembered something that I read while looking for them before, and I didn't save because it was a whole Wikipedia article.
Yeah.
And now it's been a while, so I'm gonna get some of the information wrong. Like, I don't remember what it was called exactly. But have you or anyone in chat heard of, I think it was called the Ghost Regiment part of the Army during World War II?
No.
Or also just known as the Ghost Army?
No.
That was part of the American military?
No.
It was an entire military regiment made up of actors and writers and artists and performers that made themselves look like a fake massive military force to confuse the opposition on what America was doing. They drove around with inflatable tanks.
Yeah.
Would set up fake bases, copy and invent fake logos and stuff to put everywhere for that regiment.
Yeah.
And would
I have heard of this.
And would make fake radio transmissions and would just put on this whole big show to make it look like there was this giant military force popping up in different places just so that they would confuse the intel that people watching would bring back to their commanders.
Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing. I'd never heard of that before.
I like how I like the history of our military, and whoever was on the psychological department of the military was top notch. And I'm really sad that we've gone away from it. The gay bomb.
Well, it was a very small section of it, unfortunately.
The gay bomb.
The gay bomb.
We aren't thinking like that anymore. It's a
what
mistake.
What was the gay bomb?
It was that they were going to drop a bomb on another country, but it was going to have some sort of pheromone inside that was going to turn them gay. They would be too distracted by their new gay tendencies, and they wouldn't be able to fight.
Wait, hold on. Was it also a prank war thing, or did America think it would actually work?
They were working on it. It wasn't. I don't think it ever actually happened. I don't think they built it, but it was a theory that they were discussing because men.
We've been watching a show called Mindhunter. Anyone's seen, which is it's sort of it's in the 70s when they first started understanding what a serial killer was, and it's showing the brand, the people who developed the psychological studies of the police force and started applying that to crime.
Yeah.
And we're only 3 episodes in, but they show it's almost paced like a documentary, in a weird way. It's not a big plot. It's just showing events as they happen.
Yeah.
And so they show conversations of them, like, you know, speculating and talking about how this stuff could work. And at one point I was like, man, people have just never, no one has ever known anything. It's just ever. Like, no one has ever understood the way anything works or what they're doing. These are like cops. They don't get how people work. They don't get why people make decisions they do. They're just guessing and just seeing if a different thing happens. And that's kind of what that reminded me of. It's like, those were they made a bomb. Those were some of our top scientists. That was World War II. They were definitely conscripted in the military.
Yeah.
And they thought, one, you could turn people gay with a bomb, and two, that being gay would be enough to distract an entire military force from fighting.
I actually heard this statistic, and I'm sure someone in chat can actually check me if I'm wrong, but I specifically heard that trans people are more likely, like, they have a higher percentage of their own community that want to join the military.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But no, yeah, psychology is, like, it's not new. It's just only even remotely decent now. Like, watching Mindhunter is a pretty good example of, like, the 80s.
We only say that now because the only thing we have to compare it to is the past.
It gets more and more complicated, which is a good sign. It just means that everything we learn gets a little bit more and more nuanced, which is important. Yeah. It's very important. That's how our brains, and that's how it should work, because everyone exists on an individual scale with different, like, symptoms and overlapping things that make everyone, like in the show, they're, like, interview serial killers, but they're trying to figure out why, so they can, like, identify other serial killers. So they can, like, understand and, like, see the warning signs before, and they just sort of think that, like, serial killers just, like, they're just, like, mad.
Yeah, I guess
they just
so.
Like, don't like women.
I didn't even realize serial killers weren't even, like, a known thing. Like the people that kill multiple people and have, like, some weird motive behind it wasn't, like, a concept until apparently a few decades ago.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, clear, like, people were definitely doing that beforehand, so...
Yeah.
I was just, it was just weird. It was just kind of it's just been a weird realization multiple times of, like, man, just nobody knows what they're doing. Even, like, top-of-the-chain professionals are still mostly just guessing and stuff.
I don't think that's actually as true anymore.
I think I think we only think that because we're comparing it to the past. You will think it's true 30 years from now when you look back on what we're doing today and be like, holy crap, how are we getting away with that?
I think some things are really progressive and other things are still pretty confusing. I mean, the brain is entirely, like, super confusing.
Well, because the best we can do is, like, see what works better than what we did before and then just make that protocol, right? And then start doing that every time.
Yeah.
But then eventually someone's going to go, wait, what about this new thing? And then it's, then someone's going to try that instead.
Autumn says the stream is stuttering slightly.
Might be on his end, so we'll see if it's a thing that's
no, Ursa also says
else.
It. The end. Carl says, wasn't there something about a fully gay army regiment in ancient Greece that beat the Spartans?
You mean all of Greece?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's true. I think I heard that. I think I've heard that before, which is that there have been gay armies before and it went just fine. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Probably.
I like the line of thinking, like the psychological warfare.
Yeah, no.
I am a fan.
there have been definitely, like, fun psychological warfare.
I just think
stories before,
that sounds bad. I like the idea that we're thinking about how to impact people psychologically, good and bad, because it encourages us to research the way people function, and I think that's really important because people are still super confused. I still get made fun of, like, in arguments for, like, using the empathetic side of an argument.
Yeah,
because people think debate is such an important skill to have, but it's like, debating is not an important skill. Empathy is an important skill. Being able to argue for the side of, like, emotion and people, and, like, understanding why people do the things they do. This is important. Not like structure. Not like, oh, are you making the point that some people do something?
Yeah.
That's weak.
Yeah. But it's definitely something that, like, has been it's still a new shift into, like, accepting that, like, I don't know, like, emotional intelligence or emotional reasoning for doing emotions in general are only just now starting to be seen as, like, not weak. You know, like that was definitely the thing for at least for a period of time. Probably not for like all of human history, but like in modern society for a while, it definitely was like suppress your emotion, have logical thinking. And I feel like, as usual, I'm gonna blame this on the rich people. I feel like it goes back to like industrialization and being like everybody needs to be a cog in a machine. Don't be emotional. Get up, do your job 9 to 5, which was not a thing until factories existed anyway. So
yeah.
There you go.
They're,
people with money and sexism. Those are the roots of all evil.
Yes. I read this article this morning about Candace Owens, who is probably like one of my top 10 least favorite people I don't know.
Yeah.
And she was complaining because Harry Styles did a photo shoot in a dress. And she was like, you think men in other parts of the world wear dresses? I was like, yeah. Don't they? Like the Scottish wear kilts.
Oh, sure.
And they have like the full sort of like body.
They don't now. Like it's a ceremonial thing. Like I guess they used to, but like modern day people in Scotland are just walking around in kilts.
Don't they have like the long robes basically that they wear?
Potentially, yeah. I don't know.
I actually don't know.
I think in deserts wearing different clothes is better. Like it's
yeah.
Like it's definitely like
dresses are superior in pretty much every way.
I think that's probably mostly true. I don't know about in cold
except
cold
for the
environments.
chafing. Well, in cold environments, if you wear a long skirt, that's just a blanket.
Yeah.
It just has to be
probably
wool.
Both though, right? Like in cold environments, the ideal clothing would be
pants and then a skirt.
Like Water Tribe and Avatar. That's literally what they wear. Is they have like the long parka thing and then pants under that.
That's true too. I just thought that was like what a dumb. Are you really out of things to be mad about? That you're mad that Harry Styles wore a dress, or that men are wearing dresses? Like who? I can't imagine caring about anything. Like I can't imagine caring about something like that so much. Like whether or not men are wearing dresses. And the person who was replying to this was like, I literally don't talk to men unless they're wearing nail polish.
Jim Skywalker said, but I have money. Wait, am I the bad guy? No. You will never have enough money to be the person I'm talking about. There is a specific tier of rich that is far and away like far above anything you could ever even imagine to be, and they're usually the causes of the problems because they're the ones just picture the people in the top hat standing over the factory floor back in industrial England.
You've gotten up like 8 times.
So
stop.
It's my show.
It's my show.
It's my show.
It's my show.
I can get up if I want.
It's my show.
I'm trying to like balance the light on our faces because you look really dark and I look really bright.
I'm sitting further back from you.
I think also there we go, that's not bad. What?
Nothing. Ricky says, can you explain cowdoy?
No, but I can recommend Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun on Netflix.
Can you recommend it?
I can and I will.
Alright, that's fine.
It was amazing.
We died laughing. We watched Auntie Donna's new special on Netflix, and it was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
It is a very particular, it is absolute, just like off the rails nonsense. It is unbridled absurdism. There is nothing holding it down. If you like that kind of humor, highly recommend.
Somebody just said, where was it? I was just reading something. Oh, nope, I lost it.
Cool. Good job.
There you go. Alright, doesn't matter. Anyway, if you have Netflix, go watch it. Like, legitimately. With a warning though, like, watch it, but there is a warning. I can't like tell you exactly what the warning should be specifically.
Yeah, that's kind of what. Just there's a warning label on the show, but that's all. There's no detail.
Is there an actual warning label?
No, I'm just saying like
we are suggesting it strongly with a tiny warning, just in case you don't enjoy it. That warning is why.
I mean, you're gonna know if you're gonna enjoy it within the first like 10 minutes. So
you have to get through the first like sketch, basically. If you get through the first sketch and are like, this was horrible, then Jim
Skywalker says Kyle hates money because it's green, so he can't see it. You caught me.
Wow.
You figured it out.
That really is digging a little deep, isn't it? Can you tell that money's green? It seems like exactly the wrong kind of green for you to be able to tell it's green.
It's not very green, right? Like
no, it's
yeah,
not very green. Is it green?
It's not just me. If people hadn't told me it was green my entire life, I probably never would have identified it as green.
Honestly, same
It
though.
doesn't look very. It looks.
It's mostly
brown,
black and white. I mean, here it's
black and
mostly
white.
black and white looking. Like,
Yeah.
Actually, they're all different colors now. Isn't the 5 purple or whatever? Or the 10 or 50? The 50 is pink.
They are like slightly different colors depending on when they're printed. I'm not sure where money be. I mean, there must have been like maybe older money, like really old printed money was like greener, and that's where it comes from.
Phoenix Rising says, dumb idea for a segment. Okay, but why? Allison tells us a weird historical fact. We try to figure out why the thing was even a thing.
I like that.
I like that too. Remember when we were going to make a podcast called Kyle Explains History to Allison? No, I explain history. Explain history to you. You were gonna list off a like name of an event, and I was going to attempt to explain it with my very little history.
Oh yeah, I do
history
kind of
knowledge.
remember the idea of doing that because we actually had a version of this segment on our first ever podcast.
Oh yeah.
Called Jeffrey Explains Theoretical Physics, where we would call up Jeffrey and just mention a Wikipedia. Oh no, we would send him the Wikipedia article. We'd give him exactly 60 seconds to skim through it, and then make him explain it to the best of his ability.
That's a great idea. That's a really good idea.
It was fun.
Yeah, Jeffrey probably knows about as much about theoretical physics as I do about actual real life history. I think I probably know more about theoretical physics. Actually, we kind of have a podcast on that too.
That's true.
Mildly.
We need to record more of that. Thomas had an idea for one that we were going to have him on, and we never did it. So we need to do that.
No, we should do a segment like that though. You should give me 3 historical events, and I will attempt to explain them.
That could be
Even
fun.
the ones I know, I don't know. The Alamo.
I'll have to read up on it
don't
beforehand
know.
so I can seem smart in comparison.
I think I know a little bit more about the Alamo than I did like 2 months ago. I think I retained information for the first time recently about the Alamo.
The Alamo is so uninteresting.
Texas was a state.
Texas is a state.
Texas was a country.
Yes. Good start.
And Mexico was a country.
Is still a country. To this day.
And they were fighting about whether or not Texas could stay a country.
Yeah, Mexico wanted Texas. Texas was part of Mexico.
And Davy
Texas
Crockett
wanted its independence because...
He's the guy with the raccoon hat?
In pictures and drawings, yeah. I don't know how often he actually wore the raccoon hat, but...
And then we lost.
Now we decided... Can you imagine if you had one photo taken of you in, like... I don't know, like a sombrero. I don't know why you'd be wearing a sombrero that day. Maybe you were at a party, you put a sombrero on. That's the one picture that survives of you, and some other point in your life you do like some big important historical things, and later they find the picture of you with a sombrero, and forever, for the rest of eternity, you were depicted wearing a sombrero, even though you only did it one time.
Okay, so... Rip. Okay, so Grace says you should do like 2 or 3 headline, like historical events, but one of them should be false. And I have to explain.
That could be fun.
Sir!
Get
Sir!
down.
I think that's a good idea. I think we should do one of those.
Yeah.
I literally have 0 historic knowledge. I say that like...
I don't have much either.
You have so much more than I do.
I don't. I just have basic like American education system history knowledge, and then stuff that Cracks told me that I thought was kind of interesting.
Do you know anything about the Confederacy?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, see, no, I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
Right, I'm saying I'm baseline. You have
Revolutionary
negative
War?
history knowledge.
True. Someone took it from me. Agreed. It was too many bad teachers. Bad teachers shouldn't be allowed. Only good teachers.
I agree. If they were good teachers, would you have been paying attention?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, good teachers are why I had interest in literally anything.
Okay.
What do you mean? What is
I was just curious. I don't know. I was just wondering if they were actually bad teachers, or if you just weren't paying attention to things they taught you.
Of course they were bad teachers.
I was paying attention.
You were paying attention because you had
I didn't
to.
have perfect teachers. Yeah.
You were a straight A type. I was only paying attention to things that were worth paying attention to, like interesting topics or good teaching. I paid attention in English. That was good.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't pay attention till high school, actually, now that I think about it. The only thing I paid
That's
attention
why you
to...
don't know about the Alamo, because they covered the Alamo 3 times before high school, and then never again.
That's probably true. Also, the only thing I paid attention to in middle school was religion class. Literally the only thing I paid attention to. Because again, my teacher would always be like, so would you rather have a physically disabled child or a mentally disabled child? And I'm like, is this religion?
Robert Stegman, the Confederacy, they suck. Yeah, just in case, because for some reason this is a topic of some debate in modern culture. The Confederacy lasted about 5 years and was around to protect slavery, and those are facts, and they sucked, and they lost. So that's it.
Take that.
Just in case there was any confusion.
Even history doesn't like you. All right. Headlines. Here we go. Da, 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 da. It's loading.
Cool.
Target has a forensic lab that's so advanced that the company regularly helps police departments free of charge.
What? Wait, hold up. What is Target doing with the forensic labs before the police come borrow them?
That is a good question.
I feel like that's the most important question.
That's why money shouldn't exist. The end. Money doesn't exist, really.
No, I want an answer to this question.
I don't have an answer.
Why not? Click the link.
What? Well, what do you want me to do with it?
I want to know what Target is using forensic labs for.
The first comment says, why does Target have a forensic lab?
And what does the second comment say?
After reading the article, I'm not 100% sure. But it seems Target's security uses a bunch of cameras like any other large company, but Target's is special because they have advanced tech to merge images together from a bunch of different cameras, which can yield a higher quality image.
So it's all just anti-shoplifting?
The example they used was a car that ran away and the police would bring a bunch of different footages from other stores or traffic cameras to Target Forensics. After combining the images, they had a clearer image of the plates, make, and model.
As usual, this is just giving me an idea for a really stupid TV show.
What?
CSI Target.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. I want us to. It's like the grizzled guy and the quirky forensics lab scientist, but they're Target employees, and the police come to them to help solve murder mysteries.
Someone was saying that there was a shoplifting subreddit that used to exist, and they would all literally talk about how you just couldn't from Target.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like their loss prevention team is too good.
Lernia says Walmart has a forensics lab too. See, that just plays right into it, because Walmart definitely has the jankiest forensic lab you've ever seen in your entire life, and that's definitely like their Team Rocket competition, right? Like, this is the Walmart forensics lab. This is great. This is great. We need to do this
into a show.
This should be. I'm writing this down.
That's actually a really great concept. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good.
This at least needs to be a sketch or something.
The forensic lab at Target.
So far, I've come up with more ideas on this show than I have off of the show attempting to write.
Yeah.
Which I need to do today, by the way.
Ricky says Walmart can't chase you. From experience, Ricky has run away from Walmart. They did not chase him. So
I saw a thing on Reddit literally this morning about how Walmart, like the headline was Walmart loses $3 billion to shoplifting every year.
Good.
And then I looked in the comments and then just the wonderful diligent Redditors were like, here's all the billions of dollars they don't lose because of every other shady illegal thing they do. Here's all the things they get from tax cuts they shouldn't have and government handouts.
Honestly, the most ethical thing you can do is steal from Target. I mean, Walmart, not Target. Maybe Target, I don't know. But, like, in terms of ethics, the best thing you can do compared to, like, stealing or buying from Walmart is stealing from Walmart without fail. Like, don't tell anybody I told you that. But... Still, I wish I stole from Walmart. Like, I wish I had the courage. I literally, I think I would steal more if my mom didn't scare me out of it once as a child, because I accidentally walked out of a gas station with gum because, I went in intending to buy it, and then I heard somebody, scream or some really loud noise, so I ran out, but I was still holding the gum. And my mom looks at me, she's like, "Where did you get that?" And I'm like, she's like, "Did you pay for that?" And I was like, and then she made me go in and apologize, but I wasn't stealing it. I just accidentally ran out. She just always taught me not steal things, I guess, which is, I guess, honorable. But I feel like, I think we'll teach our kids that stealing is okay from Walmart. And don't pay for drinks at restaurants. And everyone is trying to... They stole from me first.
My general advice is don't steal because you might get in trouble, and why bring that upon yourself? That's the only thing, is like, don't risk something if it's not worth it. But if it is worth it, and it's Walmart or Amazon, like, who gives a crap? Literally no one. Not even Walmart or Amazon
Not if
care.
it's worth it. Just if you won't get caught.
I mean, yeah, there's no consequences.
Tactics Lion says, Allison, your mother sounds great. She is the best.
This is actually kind of the thing, because, like, here's the thing. Stealing from people is bad. If you're taking something from someone, if they have a loss, that's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah.
There are negative consequences to that.
Right.
But the problem is corporations prey on that natural goodness in people and make it seem like it's this huge deal, but it's not. Yeah. It's just not. Like, you wouldn't... Like, I will never be mad at anybody who steals from Walmart. I'm not going to do it because I just don't need to. And I don't feel like it's worth the risk for me personally, so I'm just not going to do it, right? But it's purely a personal risk assessment thing. I have zero problem with anybody stealing from Walmart because there are no consequences. No one's getting hurt. No one is getting hurt
unless you get
from
caught.
Your action stealing from Walmart, aside from Walmart. And if you're told differently, it's because of Walmart. Walmart is lying.
Says it's not bad to steal from rich people. It's not even rich people. It's mega corporations.
Right? No, that's the thing.
We can't attribute them to people.
I do hope. One of the things I try to push that I'm trying to push now, because it's only an understanding I recently came to, is that everyone picture a rich person right now. The people we talk about when we talk about stealing from rich people, or like the eat the rich thing, are not those people. It's so much bigger than those people.
Ricky is trying really hard in chat to like
God tier. It is people who have so much money, and corporations have so much money that they don't have to obey laws anymore because they can just pay it away.
Ricky says, Door Monster does not want you to steal. And he says, hi all, Ricky here. Gee, we have fun here, but at the end of the day, we are just cartoon characters and stealing is wrong. Do the right thing.
This is not an official Door Monster property. This is just me and Allison on our own channel at this point.
Yeah, where this is Door Monster sub something. You did put a Door Monster logo on the video.
I do think it would be an interesting... Yeah, that's a good point. It's branded Door Monster. I lied. Anyway.
But we don't take back anything we said.
It would be an interesting conversation to have at some point, though, of just like the it's just something that, like, when you're a kid is so cut and dry, right? It's like the ethics of stealing is like, be very, very, like, don't steal ever, right? Yeah. But I do feel like it gets wibblier at some point when you get older, because in the examples of don't steal from people aren't considering entities with infinite resources that don't want to share or help you, right? It's like if you are truly in need and you don't have other like ways to obtain things, steal from Walmart. Like, I don't get why.
I don't even think you have to be in need. If mega corporations exist that are actively destroying parts of your economy and capitalism and basically all of the foundations for which your country is supposed to stand on, then just burn it down. Anyway, I do not condone arson.
No. You gotta be a little bit careful here. We're definitely hanging off the edge of a cliff at the moment.
Follow me on Twitter if you want to hear about how I think you should burn down buildings and steal things, but not here. Not here. I don't know. I feel like
it feels like such dirty things to say. It's not actual advice. I'm not advising you to go out and steal from Walmart out of spite.
It's a
I'm just saying,
understanding.
never feel sorry for Walmart or any other company for suffering a loss, because they don't. It just doesn't happen. It is financially impossible. Walmart isn't a person. It's a company, and none of the people in the company ever suffer any consequences from that stuff happening.
I think the biggest thing is it's just about, like, it eventually gets to the point of begging the question of, do you have to follow the law if the law is bad? Should you follow the law if the law is bad? And I don't know if this is entirely there yet, because it's like, I mean, stealing from corporations has, like, I don't think the law is wrong
either in that case. Like, it's not wrong that theft should be illegal.
No.
It's wrong that those companies should be able to exist in the first place. That's where the law has failed.
Right, so then should you follow laws that protect something awful? Right, like
right,
that's what it gets into, that area of just like, it just because it's law, does that mean that it is good? Probably not.
I saw. There was a just to show that our Twitter reach is working. Somebody, where'd he go? Where'd he go?
We could probably go through some of these comments.
I lost it. Somebody referenced our Zuko versus Katara tweet from the other day. They said something like stealing is bad unless it's from pirates, quoted as someone who could kick Zuko's ass.
Let's see, what kind of comments do we have here? How many people did we make upset? Walmart do care if you steal from them, hence the loss prevention. No, that's an interesting way to describe care. Yes, they do care if you steal from them. That doesn't mean it has any impact.
They care, but it doesn't hurt them. I mean, they care in a very loose kind of way. Like, it's...
Someone says, Sporadicus says, most corporations are a schizophrenic entity.
That's because a corporation isn't an entity. It's made up of people. It's kind of annoying.
Money isn't real.
I think the biggest problem is that we successfully socially convinced everyone to think about companies as people in a weird way.
Yeah.
It was legally it was passed as a law. It was a joke for a while, like the Colbert Report, that corporations are now people, because I remember the law being passed that they were treated essentially as individuals when it comes to donating, money to political campaigns was the main thing.
Yeah.
That was the main reason why that was introduced.
Princess says, won't people get punished for it? If they do, it's entirely wrongfully unemployment. What's it called when you fire somebody? Termination. That's wrongful termination. You can't actually prevent people from stealing. That's... If someone... You're not even allowed to actually prevent people. If someone walks out of the store with something, you can't actually do anything. You cannot chase them, you cannot tackle them, you cannot rip it from their hands.
What are you referring to? You're talking about being an employee at Walmart?
I'm talking about,
that then has to stop somebody?
Loss prevention jobs are usually the people the guy at the front of Best Buy.
Oh,
and they have loss prevention at Target, they have loss at Walmart, the guy who stands by the door. They can't prevent you from stealing. They can look at your receipt and tell you to go back in line or something like that, but they can only call somebody else. They cannot force you to stop stealing. Right,
because that would end up in a lawsuit if they physically
So if someone is terminated because you stole something, then they're wrongfully terminated because they can't actually prevent anybody from stealing. As long as their job requirements might be to have camera running, running the camera or checking receipts or something like that.
When this has happened, they wouldn't be. The protocol is don't engage, call the police, right? That's the correct thing. If you're one of the... again, Walmart will take the loss of $15 for whatever it is you took most of the time, rather than deal with the potential lawsuit of having an employee try to stop the person.
Yeah.
That just makes sense.
Ursa says...
I was just following up. I thought what you were saying when you were talking about employees is something that I also read, which is most theft from the Walmart statistic was actually from employees also. The employees were doing the stealing.
Huh.
It wasn't even just people walking in and
that might get
stuff.
you fired. Ursa says, some kid once broke into my house and took only some cash lying around in my collectible Nickelodeon marbles. We, at our old...
I had a similar thing, weirdly.
Are you talking about the car?
Yeah, my car I had my sunglasses. My car got broken into at one of our old apartments, but all that was taken was sunglasses and gum, which I can only assume meant that it was a teenager or something that broke into the car, because there was film equipment in the back. But if you didn't know that that's what it was, you wouldn't know that it was worth anything, so you wouldn't have taken it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ricky also brought up firing people. That's okay, you cannot blame other people when company... That's the same logic as blaming immigrants for taking your job. Only one person is doing something to you.
What point did you make?
He was talking about how if you steal, people lose their jobs because the company will react and they will start losing their jobs or paying people less.
I would blame the company.
You can only pay the company. That they're the only reason you got fired. No one else fires you. They fire you. No one else stole your job. They're paying people less than you, and they fired you because they can get away with it.
Now, if you knew stealing something was going to result in someone being fired, despite the fact that it is unethical to have done so in the first place, it's still arguable that it's morally your duty to not do something that would get that person fired if you don't have to, right? I think that's a reasonable thing. I also don't think that actually happens. Like from what I've seen and from what I've heard from other people who have worked like those kind of like mega store kind of jobs.
Yeah.
Again, you don't get fired for not stopping someone from stealing something. You
Yeah.
probably would get in more trouble for attempting to stop someone from stealing something because that opens up a potential lawsuit because you're physically trying to stop somebody from doing something, and then they could sue you, and that's the
Yeah.
whole problem. They want you to not engage.
Yeah.
You just report it, you stay quiet, and you're fine, and you did your job, and they're proud of you.
Ricky says, I've been told to block doors. You cannot do anything
Have
past
you really?
that.
At what store? I'm actually really curious to know where they told you to do that.
Out of. I've also heard people do that at Best Buy. They're just like, don't let them leave. Don't let them
Right.
walk out the door. But also, don't touch them.
like,
Don't yell at them.
right.
Don't attack them. Don't take anything from them. So it's like, okay, well.
There's got to be a line still, right? Like, I assume block doors, like, you can stand in the way, but if they, like, muscle around you, I assume they don't want you to tackle them or anything.
No, they're more worried. They are more worried about the lawsuit that would ensue than actually losing product. Why? Because it doesn't matter when you lose product.
That's actually, it's weird, like, you have to, it's hard to start thinking the way a company thinks, which is, what saves me the most money, you know?
Yeah.
And eventually it comes down to that, and it doesn't, like, at that point, laws become optional because it's just about how much, like, which option loses you the least amount of money and makes you the most money.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if the law is passed that a certain business practice will fine you something, but doing that business practice makes you more money than the fine is,
Yeah.
the correct business decision is to just do it and then pay the fine. Which happens a lot, like all the time.
Yeah.
That happens on an individual level. Like Ian and Reed have both talked about doing. I don't know if they did it specifically, but they've mentioned people doing that, like at college campuses.
Yeah.
There's like parking fines, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get tickets for parking, but buying the parking pass ends up being more expensive than just paying the parking fine for like the amount of time that you're going to be there.
Yeah.
So they just do that. They end up paying the parking fine instead because it's cheaper than doing it the legal way that the school has set aside. So like, yeah, any company that's going to make it in the world is going to take those options. That's just how it works.
Ricky says, when people say they can do a job and they can't, you fire them. Unless their job is specifically something they can't do.
If they're a security guard or something, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like the people at the front of the Walmart
And
who
the
are like
security guards
80 years old.
The security guards are contracted through a different company that Walmart pays separately.
So they're not liable
Loss
for whatever
prevention is a misleading title because you can't fire people because they don't lose anything and they can't actually do anything to prevent it. The job details that you would have to get fired for would be like being late or not having the cameras on or not scanning the receipts or something like that. But it's not like, you never let people steal. That's different. That's a different thing. You can't get fired for letting people steal because you can't stop people from stealing. Like, that's just not an actual job. It's called loss prevention, but that's not, like, they can't, if they fire you for letting people steal, you are, I mean, in Texas, you can fire anybody for literally any reason.
I mean, yeah.
But that is literally wrongful termination because you didn't unless you made someone steal or were part of someone stealing something, then that's different. But ultimately, like, if someone pockets something and walks out the door, they can't fire you for that.
Or you said the company he was at was United?
Oh, I have no idea.
Bank? What is United? Is that like a...
It just says United.
Isn't that a money institution? All right, we are at the end of the hour.
Okay.
So if anybody has a push the button, I haven't seen if Puppel Master is here. But if anybody has push the button, go ahead and submit it. We'll do the first one.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and sign off for the day. Thank you guys for tuning in today. He said it was a grocery store. Interesting.
Oh, fair enough. United is a grocery store.
It must be like a smaller chain one or like a family owned thing or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's an interesting show.
Murder mystery and then ethics with Kyle
Murder
and
mysteries and the
Allison
ethics of theft
in the morning. Ricky is bringing back the Twitch channel for the rest of the week.
Oh,
He's going to do a revive on the Twitch channel.
Awesome.
He's streaming every day from 10 to noon, I believe.
Okay. Well, yeah, go check
Actually,
that out. That's gonna be Central Time. Ricky can confirm here in the chat.
Okay, I believe in Lubbock they told you to probably stop, that you would get fired if you didn't prevent somebody from stealing things, because 100% I could see someone in Lubbock being like, just chase them down and tackle them to the ground and take it back. But mostly, and it sounds like it was a smaller place. Like if it was like a individually owned grocery store, then don't steal from those. But like,
Also, yeah, don't steal from those. Don't steal from small businesses. Those
Yeah,
are
don't
actual
steal.
people.
agreed.
Go to twitch.tv/DoorMonsterTV. That's what it was.
Yep.
To see
To follow
Ricky's
Rick Hay.
streams. It's gonna be from, he said 10 to noon. Is that what he said?
I don't know. Do you say it here?
And we got some push the buttons. We have Backdoor Productions says companies are no longer legally counted as people, but every person is now legally their own company. I believe you just described Hollywood.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's how that works.
What do we pick there? Companies are no longer legally people, but now all people are companies?
Now everybody has their own company, or now every person is legally their own. So there aren't
I would-
aren't legally people.
I
There are
would
just
prefer the second one, because at least everyone's the exact same.
sure. Yeah, that's a good point.
Push the button. Nobody will stop.
Ricky says the 3 people I confronted were trying to steal full carts. Okay, also, let's just talk about, like, being smart. Maybe don't do that if you don't want to get caught.
I mean, like, it.
And yes, Ricky confirmed 10 to noon.
Okay.
Grace Huntsman also said, push the button, nobody will stop you from stealing from Walmart, but everyone else is also stealing from Walmart with whatever consequences to the world.
No consequences to the world. There will be no consequences to the world. Everyone go. I mean, not really.
Is that just
but...
like a? I think you're just describing like a community stockpile at that point, right? Like then because you're not paying, everyone's just going into Walmart and taking whatever they want.
I think it's something like the owner of Walmart, like the actual guy who owns Walmart, makes. It was something close to like $800,000 a second.
Cool.
I think sorry, I said a second,
Okay.
but a second, like $800,000. Somebody double check. I might be low, I might be high, but it's something around like a couple $100,000.
It's definitely like past the point where it matters, right? Like that's the kind of right. Like it's
just a casual reminder that money isn't real because like Walmart makes $800,000 a second, but like we're $28 trillion.
I'd like to work out with like an economist or like me and your brother should figure out what the critical mass is of money, where it's like what's the breaking point where you break outside of the gravitational pull of like money being important.
I think it's $28 trillion in debt.
No, I mean the individual level. Like how much money do you have to have before it doesn't matter how much money you have anymore? Like what is the actual line?
No,
I'm kind of curious.
They did that forever ago with Bill Gates.
Oh, did they?
But people are so much richer than him now, so I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway, we
true.
should go.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We will be
guys
back
are
tomorrow
amazing.
morning at 8 a.m. So tune in then. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you in the morning. Bye.